that some of you want to get onto the Freedom Revolution call tonight. So tonight we're going to be going over events. The thing that I used to hate. Melissa would say to me, when are you going to host an event? What are you going to do for events? When are you going to do an event? When are you going to do an event? And I was petrified. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we have been doing because finally I get it. Oh my God, events are so easy and they work. So I'm doing them and you guys should do them too. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to bring up, so first of all, this is a page that we created. So Lindsay Matthews, who's not on this call right now because she's teaching a boot camp class. Linz is the girl that took over my boot camp classes when I quit doing boot camp because this became my full-time thing. So I kind of said to her, you can have my clients and you can take over, but you need to join my team. So I kind of snuck her into my business. And it's worked out really well because she's become a really good buddy in the business to me. So we created, I told her about how I used to do salad in jars a couple of years ago. I did them for probably, 3 or 4 months and then kind of fell off the wagon because consistency is not my middle name. It now is though, okay? So you got to pay attention to the story. So in the fall, I said to Linz, okay, you're starting your business. And I said, you're kind of like 5 years behind me. In 5 years, I'm not going to be able to teach boot camps at night. So what's your plan B? She's like, I don't have a plan B. And I said, well, this could be your plan B. This was my plan B and now it's my plan A. And I said, I really would love to help you set yourself up for the future. And I said, let me, teach you some things and we can do it together. We can have fun and drink wine and just, it'll be cool. So we decided to come up with this salad in a jar and protein ball parties with Jen and Linz. Very simple, right? We created a private page. I don't know how many people are on it now, almost 100 people. And we consistently do salad and jar parties every Sunday, which lots of you already do. But we also do 2 ball parties a month. And what we do is we throw it out there on social media. We have people in this group, and then we create subgroups within the group, guys. So, and I don't know how the heck to do this. So if you need to know, you have to message Lindsay because I don't know how to do it. So this is why it's good to have a buddy who's really techie because I'm not. So we create subgroups. So here's our salad jar party. This is one for coming up for this week. So we've already got, 25 people or something signed up for that one. And then people just put, Marissa will bring cucumbers. This person's going to bring hemp hearts, whatever, the normal stuff. We don't give people a list. So let me just show you. I don't give people a list. We just say, just write down what you're bringing, show up, bring your stuff, and bring your jars. So that's it. That is all we do. So simple, simple, simple. They show up at 4 p.m. on Sundays. The best part about this, guys, so people do things differently in this business. Some people share the business and share the product. All I do is I put my Shred 10 guide out on the table. That's it. It's like the elephant in the room. But we have enough people coming now that the Shred 10 program naturally comes up in conversation. Oh my gosh, I'm shredding right now. I'm so happy to be here doing my salads for the week. It's completely organic. We had, 4 or 5 people join our team this past weekend. I'm not even kidding you. These things are blowing our business up for bringing on new distributors and customers because it's just been this consistent community. And I know you're probably thinking, I've already heard about salad and jar parties, been there, done that, or whatever, but it's the consistent part. So I'm going to show you how we do the ball party. So first of all, we do the ball parties. We've been posting on Instagram and Facebook. Bulk Barn found us. I don't need to play this, but they messaged us and said, and so first of all, there is a personal connection. The new CEO of Bulk Barn in Aurora is friends with Lindsay's husband. So there is a personal connection. But he messaged us and said he loves the salad jar parties. He wants to come. He wants to bring his videography team and videotape our salad jars because they want to start implementing this at Bulk Barn. So this is the power of social media. All we do is just post fun stuff, right? Like we got together, had some wine, made some salads, blah, 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 whatever. This is the first time people ever showed up. Some people were in stilettos. I don't know if Tuba's on this call right now, but she's like, don't tell a Persian girl to dress up because she showed up in stilettos. So it was just so funny because normally we're in our jogging pants and stuff. So this was them videotaping our salad jar party. They want to implement this at Bulk Barn, get rid of the old school 80s baking classes and start doing salad in a jar parties. So don't be afraid to throw your stuff out there on social media. You have no idea who's watching. So I'm going to scroll down to our last ball party. So I watched the training from Kim Barker. And so I have to tell you guys that she is the reason that I became inspired to do this. I was like, I can totally do this. I got this. Let me tell you something. We did 4 ball parties before we weren't in the hole, guys. We thought we knew what we were doing. We had no idea what we were doing. We're like, we'll just get wine and tea, and we'll tell people to bring like $5 and we'll buy all the ingredients. No, it was a disaster. Let me tell you something. Like, people would leave. We're like, wow, 20 people just left our house, and we are in the hole. And which is, we don't want to make money off of these things, but we don't want to be in the hole. We want to just break even and inspire people to be in a fun, healthy community. So what we do, this was our last ball party. So we just say, hey guys, like once everybody's signed up, we will, you're going to bring $10 cash to the party. Plus we're going to give you an ingredient. So I have girls that they have brought their card tables, their fold up tables. They left them in my basement. Last week, we had over 20 girls in my basement. We had 5 fold-out tables, and we set people up in groups. So if I scroll down here, so first of all, we post this like the day before. Don't forget to bring the stuff. Somebody always forgets to bring the stuff, guys. You have to go to the dollar store and have extra stuff. I have people show up, and they're like, I brought my $10, and that was it. Like, I didn't even bring my ingredient. I brought nothing. So I always have extra stuff. And what we do is we assign... Of course, I can't find it right now where she's written all of this stuff. Sorry, guys, bear with me. Oh, here we go. So we assign groups. So we don't even tell them what ball they're, oh, no, we did this time. So we said strawberry cookie dough. So you 4 people are in the strawberry cookie dough group. You're going to bring $10 cash plus 1 cup of strawberries. $10 plus a carton of almond milk. So normally it's every single person is bringing $10 for their protein powder that they're going to be using, plus an ingredient that's equivalent to $8 to $10. And we made a pantry. What that means is all of the leftover stuff stays at my house and it's put into my cold cellar. And so that, for instance, 2 ball parties ago, we had 2, or maybe it was this one. No, it was 2 ball parties ago. It was this one. We had 2 people not show up. Like, didn't message, just didn't show up. And so now we don't have their ingredients and they're in a group. And so had we not had this pantry of leftover stuff, we wouldn't have been able to make those balls. So we say, okay, Lindsay, Kaylee, Bridget, and Carrie, you guys are all on the strawberry cookie dough table. So what I do is I print off the strawberry cookie dough recipe, lay it on the table. As they start coming in, I also write all their names. So I have Linz, Kale, Bridge, Carrie. And then I'm like, go find your table. So they go find their table. They take their baking sheet, their bowl, their spatula, everything else. They dump it on the table. And then once their little group is there, they start rolling their balls. And last week kind of backfired. We let a group start first. And so they were like done before everybody else was done. It kind of like changed the vibe because then people were rushing. So I would just say, like, guys, we're, even if you get here at 10 to 8, because I do them at 8 p.m. on Tuesdays, we're not starting until everybody's here. But we were waiting for the group. Well, I was in the group where a couple of people didn't show up, so we didn't want to be rude and start without them. So after you make all of your balls, most of the recipes make like 15 to 20 balls. So we tell the girls you're going to be leaving with around 20 balls, and anything over that is a bonus. What we do is say there's 4 people in a group, and I've made 18 balls, and that girl's made 16 balls because some of them are going to be different sizes. We add up all 4 people's balls, and then we divide it by the amount of people that are there. So say there's like 80 balls in the group, and there's, 20 people, you can do the math. So they're going to get 4 of those balls. And then we just write on a piece of paper, like, you're going to go to this station and you're going to get 6 balls. You're going to go to this station, you're going to get 5 balls. You're going to go to this station and get 4 balls, whatever. Then everybody just kind of like roams around from group to group and they take their balls. I also have a sign-in sheet when people come in. And a pint glass, they put their $10 in. They write their name on the sheet, they check it off, then there's their $10. It's become like, because we've done them so much now, the girls know what's going on. It's like totally a routine. They come in, they put their $10, they grab a glass of wine, they grab a tea, they write their name on the sheet, they go find their group, they wait till their group is there, they make their balls, and like literally in and out in an hour. So I don't know if that's helpful to you guys, but if you need me to post this on Team B or Team Hustle so that you can kind of get an idea of like how to break down the ingredients, you're always going to be wrong, just so you know. You're always going to be a little bit off. And who cares? When you have a pantry with extra leftover stuff, if you are, oh gosh, I don't have enough coconut oil. Oh, well, that's fine. It's over there on the bar. or I don't have enough gluten-free oats. It's over there in the bar. There's leftover stuff. So having that pantry is really awesome so that you can double the recipe, not a lot of balls. Yeah, so we actually, what we had to do was, so each person on the table makes a recipe. No, we give them the recipe. So if you look at this list, JD, like for instance, if you look at my name right here, Jen Brennan, I was given the lemon coconut group. So here's my recipe, and I'm making what's on the sheet. And Monica is making what's on the sheet. Sue's making what's on the sheet. Georgina and Alia. We're all making the exact same thing. But what we found is most of the recipes floating around the internet, guys, only make like 8 or 10 balls. And you need to make more than that, obviously, because people want to go home with like a good quantity. You can't send people home with 8 balls. Because if we each make 8 balls, we're going home with 8 balls. And even though you're going to be leaving with balls from each group, you want to make sure that it's a good quantity. So we pretty much doubled every recipe, but we're still off a little bit last week. So what we do, like on the weekends, I make the ball recipes on my own and figure out exactly how much I need for 20 balls. And then now we've updated our recipes on the card. So they're not those cute, fun little pretty things that are floating around on Facebook right now. We just made our own. The last thing I want to show you, because I'm already 2 minutes over in my time. I'm really sorry, Nicole and Melissa, is, so this is just one of them. So we had 4 new team join this past weekend, and they're all of my girlfriends who are girlfriends under me. And we all are soccer moms on the same soccer team. And like slowly the girls are hopping on board, and it's just so much fun. But some of them are really organized, and you guys know I'm not. So Kula, who I don't know if she's on this call because I can't see right now because I'm sharing my screen. She's like, we need a list. We need a list, and it needs to be organized so people know what they're bringing and they know what they're choosing from. So last weekend, this is how duplicatable it is, guys. Kula wasn't even on our team yet. She offered to host the salad jar party. And then she ended up joining our team because we're like, hey, you're already hosting a salad jar party. Like, why don't you just join our team? Like, you're already doing it. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, well, it's a Juice Plus event. She had no idea that the salad jar parties were a Juice Plus event. She's like, this is amazing. So she had her salad and jar party, and then she had each person write down their ingredient and how much of the ingredient they brought for that many people. And then she made it on an Excel. I know, Crystal, I use my hands so much. Crystal's going like this. So she wrote down, like, this person brought 15, enough carrots for 15 people. This is how many carrots they brought. They shredded them. It's, X amount of grams or whatever. So much more organized than I would ever be. Was it enough? Yes or no? And there's a column. So I can't find it on my computer because I'm not organized, but it looks kind of like this. So this is the list of the stuff. And then there was another Excel file that she made. So, it's just butting up with those people, guys, that are more organized than you, and just helping out with you and just showing how duplicatable something like this is. But it's consistency. If you have a salad and jar party and you don't have one for 6 more weeks, no one's going to come. We pretty much have the same people every week that I said to the team, okay, guys, we got to kind of boot people out because we need some new people. So let's start spreading it out, and you're going to have one, I'm going to have one, this person's going to have one, that person's going to have one, so we can start getting a new community and building it bigger, or say each person's going to bring a friend. Sound good? Okay, I'm passing it off to Melissa. Sorry, Melissa, I'm 5 minutes over.
No, that's great, Jen, especially with all those details. Do you think you'd be able to share quantities too? And for how many people or how many jars, I guess? So then...
Yeah, I'll find... I don't know, it's somewhere in my Facebook, but I'll find it. And what I'll do is I will post it on Team B and Team Hustle. You guys can literally copy it. Like use whatever you want. It's there, use it.
Awesome. That's great. Breaking down those details. Yeah. People like you and I, we drive everybody else nuts. Come, what do you mean we don't have any more peanut butter? Oh, well.
I'm like, don't worry. There's like another type of butter.
So yeah, no, that's great with it all broken down like that. It's a wonder how we've been doing these without it all broken down. Anyways, so yeah, tonight, as Jen was saying, we just want to share different ideas for parties in home, because that is how I built my business. That is how Jen built her business, getting to NMD. It's, the Prevention Plus speakers back in the day when I was going for NMD, we only would get maybe 2 a year, and they weren't even in my town. I either had to go downtown Toronto or all the way up to Collingwood. That's where they were. And the rest of it was just up to me, with Nicole's help guiding me as to what to do to get people to come over to my house, to just gather people together. And what I did was I actually planned out a 12-month calendar of different events that I wanted to do. And it was just based on stuff that I love to do. So that's what I ask you guys. What do you guys like to do? Create an event with it. So I loved the at-home shopping parties. I did a few of those. I did one in the summer. That was really fun. It was at my old house, so it was on our pool deck. It went around the deck, and then it came down into the basement. So different vendors came. I didn't charge them anything. It was just value for shoppers to come to my house. And it was so much fun. And then one of the stations, of course, was Juice Plus. We sampled smoothies. We had the display out there. We didn't even know what protein balls were back then. So we didn't have any of that stuff, but just sampling the smoothies and the chews. And it was a really fun social. So people got to know that I'm doing different events like this, and they would bring friends. So Christmas and summertime, we did those. So it was great. I did yoga. I did Nordic pole walking groups. I did like a health, like a spa, not a day, but again, it was just all vendors related to that, whether it was skincare or massage, on and on. So people would come and they got to try out these different stations. And it was just, I mean, honestly, I didn't even use social media nearly as much, because we're going back not even that long ago, but social media just wasn't what it was. I'm going to say 4 years ago now. I don't even know if I was on Facebook then. Like it seems like it's been forever, because it's all encompassing now. But I put out flyers on the mailbox. I actually picked up the phone and I called people and I invited them to come over. So I'm having a shopping day. I'm having a yoga night. I'm having, Nicole and I did, well, Nicole did. I just watched and made smoothies. We did a raw cooking classes. So very much like the Taste of the Shred Now. We had people come over and we had 4 recipes, including smoothies. And you do all the prep work ahead of time, so they're not sitting there while you're dicing carrots. But we'd have all the ingredients ready to go, and then we would show them how to make the recipe. They would get to taste it. We did charge a little bit to cover the cost of the food. As Jen says, you don't want to go be in the hole doing this all the time. And so just to cover the cost of the food, and they got to taste it. And then there was always an educational component as to why are we doing this? It was always raw, right? What's the benefit of raw? And these are some sample recipes. And then it rolls right into Transform 30. That's what it was called at the time when I was doing this. And then these are the smoothies. Then they got to taste all of them. And then it was just social, because we'd have wine, of course, and people would just hang out and sit around and chat, but not all night, which a lot of people liked, like a couple hours. So come over, socialize, and then they could go pick up kids or just go watch TV or just get on with their evening, but enough to just sort of get out and have a nice break and do fun things like that. And in nicer weather, I was outside walking in the winter. I did Nordic pole walking. So it's just about being active and a lighthouse in your community to create events in which you bring people together. And I can't stress enough to just do events that you really like to do. So if you hate winter, don't do an outdoor activity in the winter, because you're going to not be happy doing it. Do things inside. If you're really creative, maybe you want to do a vision board. Or that was something else we did. That was so much fun. We did that one at Nicole's house once. And we just collected magazines for a little while. Once we planned it, we bought all the materials people needed, and they just showed up, and we talked a little bit about vision boards and options and layouts and stuff, and then they built it, and people even brought their kids. So that was a really, really fun event. But just get creative with ideas, and if you can't think of anything, just reach out to us and do it. And then the other thing that makes it really, really fun is make sure you have a buddy. So every time I did one of those events, I always, pretty much then, it was just Nicole and I doing them all the time. And then I couldn't talk Jen into doing any events, so we didn't do any events, but now she does events with Lindsay and others. But I've been doing them with Leslie as well. So she's been coming over when I've been doing some ball parties here. So it's just so much better to have another person. It's more fun. It makes sure that you've got all the ingredients. It's that extra set of hands, right? To get things, or it's just so great to have another person there. One other event that we did before is bringing in different vendors. So a friend of mine does Pampered Chef. So I had her come to my house to demo all of her cookware, yet making raw recipes and just sharing it. Even though it was Pampered Chef night, it was about, oh, this is an amazing tool for chopping this for salads. This is amazing for doing this for ball parties. And so you can just constantly work it in. This is an amazing blender for your salad dressings and your smoothies and all that kind of stuff. So you can do different things like that, but just, I highly, highly recommend, you got to have a buddy. And if you don't have a buddy nearby in the business, then just your best friend, for sure. They'll always come and eat, right? And drink with you. So just ask them to come and help you. And then you never know, they'll probably end up joining your team anyways, just like Jen's new distributor. She didn't even know salad jars were a Juice Plus thing. And just buddy up and do that. And then as Jen said, consistency is key, because with especially salad jars, people are going to get addicted to those and kind of dependent on them, and they're going to want to do them. And then they'll just know, it becomes back of their mind. Oh yeah, I've got that party again. I'll do it again, and I'll do it again. And you just create these things out of habit. You say something, Jen?
Yeah, I was just going to say, just going on what you're saying, if you don't have a buddy in the business, I was saying this last night on New Rep training, do what Melissa said, or ask your upline if they live close to you to host something so that you can invite people to it. So for me, I was like, okay, guys, like for Lindsay, I'm like, I'll do this at my house all the time. Obviously, some of my own friends will come, but like you invite to it. And then now it's grown. So Sue, she's on the call somewhere. So Sue, who just brought on 3 new team this weekend. Sue's been in the business for almost a month. She was just like, did one of my shreds, was coming to my parties, and she's like, I didn't even talk to her about the business. She's like, okay, let's talk about this business. So it was kind of like a dream situation. But, you know, and then now I'm like, Sue, invite your people to the party at my house. So, you know, if you aren't close to your upline, put it out on Team V or Team Hustle and find out somebody else who is close in your area and say, hey, is it cool if I invite people? I always open up my house, guys. If your uplines aren't near Newmarket and you want to bring people to my party on Sundays, like, I'm totally down with that. Like, find somebody so that you can bring people to those places, because you know, it's totally worth it. And especially if, like, what some of you are saying on here, it's your first time, you're scared, you don't know what to do, right? So go to one, and then it's very simple once you go to one.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'll flip it over to Nicole now.
Sounds good. We got about 6 minutes, and then we have the 9 o'clock Healthy Living Revolution. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Melissa, for sharing. I always love these calls. They're so inspiring. I always get excited because I'm not consistent in my parties. I love parties, but I'm not consistent. So Jen, you've totally inspired me to get off my ASS and totally do consistent parties. So thank you so much. We all need each other to inspire. It doesn't matter what level you're at, we need each other to inspire. So I've got a few things that I just want to share with you. So one of the things that I like when people say, okay, Nicolo, you're a 75 club, you're working to 100 club, you know, how do you keep in the game? How do you keep on going? So if I'm not doing consistent events, what am I doing? So one of the things that I have been consistent at is the shreds, is leading shreds. So if I look at all of my frontline representatives that are active in the business, they all run Healthy Living Revolution Facebook pages, and they all run Shred 10 once a month. So I've duplicated that. So if there's any advice that I can give you, is if you're not running your own Healthy Living Revolution page, which is to inspire community, that's where you want to start to focus. And, you know, I'm going to pinpoint Melinda. So Melinda, wave. Melinda is a new SC in Edmonton. We're high school buddies. She was a customer for 2 years. She kept on resisting the business, but I kept on planting seeds. And one day we finally got in Facebook Messenger. We actually saw each other face to face. I know that's shocking for people, but it's really cool to get people face to face, eye contact. It's like we're having a coffee date, but we're across the country. And she signed up and she fast-tracked to VF in 30 days. She came to conference. But what I loved about Melinda is that everything I asked her to do, she did. Teachable. So if you've been resisting, if you haven't been teachable, the people that are moving forward in this business are teachable. So Melinda said yes to everything. Yes, I'll watch you do a shred. Yes, I'll do a shred. Yes, I'll run a shred. Yes, I'll run my own Healthy Living Revolution page. Guess where her distributors have come from? Her Healthy Living Revolution page. That's how she's building her business. And when I look at the other team that are building business, it's because they're inspiring people. So I want to encourage you guys, if you are scared, just dive into that vulnerability, because trust me, magic happens when you go into your vulnerability. 13 years now doing this business, the magic, the juiciness is all about getting uncomfortable. It's that extra 2% that you want to throw up. I don't want to have people in my house. What if? I don't want to be on social media. What if? I don't want to show my face. What if? Always ask yourself, what if? And in 13 years, and guys, listen to this. This is a huge message. Yes, we're so close to 100 Club. We were 97 Club last month. So, like, we're there. I still want to throw up and vomit at times in this business. I have to still get uncomfortable. It never effing goes away. It never goes away. I have a chicken list, guys. I had a chicken list at DD. I still have a chicken list. It will always be there. But my point is, if you want to keep on growing, if you want to keep on inspiring, if you want to keep on growing that paycheck, you have to want to throw up. I called Ashley to say, I want you on the international call tomorrow. She wanted to throw up. But she said, yes, I'm doing it. I called Melinda. I said, you're on my next call. She's like, I want to throw up. I'm like, awesome. So think about that, guys. That's how we grow. I cry at times in this business because I'm so effing scared. And I'm almost 100 Club. You get that? Like, it doesn't go away. It's always there, our fears. But what if? So I'm going to tell you, I've got like 2 minutes before I close this. So a couple things. Do your Healthy Living Revolution page, even if it makes you want to throw up. It's your landing page. That's where I put all of my new contacts. I don't do business cards anymore. That's my business page. That's my business card. That's where all my new prospects go. That's where all my new orders come. That's where all my new business comes from. Friday night here in Aurora, actually is a new market. We have a Design a Life You Love event. There's still time. There's still tickets. We've got room for 50 people. If you're scared of inviting, today I was inviting people that I'm scared to come out. I'm scared that they're going to judge me. Guys, I'm almost 100 Club and I'm still scared of people judging me. Oh my God, what is she? She's such a loser. Oh my God, I can't believe she's still doing this. But I overcome it by saying I can get over the little small conversations that want to keep me back and play small. So you guys on here tonight, if you're coming out to an event, crush those demons, crush them. They do not serve you and anybody else in your community. Crush them and pull out that chicken list and call those people and say, come out with me tonight. I don't know if this will be for you or not, but I guarantee you will have a good time. This is what I'm telling people. Dinner, drinks, conversation, inspiration, and maybe tonight something might just rattle you inside to do something different, because I know you've been complaining a lot in your life. Do you know anybody in your life that complains a lot? I don't have enough money. I'm so fat. I feel crappy. Okay, come out and get inspired. So Friday night, there's still some time. I want to just make sure that everybody knows that tomorrow night, our famous Ashley, oh, was that a juicy kiss, Ashley? I saw that. We all saw that. 28 people saw that kiss. Ah! Anyways, tomorrow night, Healthy Living Revolution. We want all of you guys on. We want you to guys have at least one guest. Can I give you that challenge to have one person on that's new? I don't care if that's your partner, somebody in your family, a customer. Have somebody come on tomorrow night. It's going to be myself, Melissa, Ashley, and then Daniel, who is one of our teammates down in Arizona, who's a yoga teacher. And we actually finally have a male that's brave enough that's going to share why he loves Juice Plus in the Tower Garden. So be on there tomorrow night. If you are in Ontario, the 22nd in Aurora, we have Stacey Joy that's going to talk about gut health in Aurora. And write this down, Barrie, the 24th of March. That's our regional. If you're new on here and you've never been out to an event, this is your time to sign up to get an all-day training of how to understand this business and the quality of our products and start to speak our language as a community. So it's 9:02. I've gone over 2 minutes. I apologize. I get a little excited when I start to get inspired by our leaders. We all need each other. So thank you, Jen. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Team B, for being so awesome, for being so brave, so vulnerable. And everybody have a great night. I can't wait to see a lot of you. Well, obviously, you're going to see us tomorrow night on the webinar. And here's the thing. I'm going to be kicking your ass if you're not on there tomorrow night because I'm the host and I get to see who's on there or not. I am watching you guys. So come out and support us. Bring a guest. We'll see a lot of you on Friday night. And as Jen Brennan said, if you're not having prevention pluses in your community, create your own energy, create your own community. That is why we do what we do. And inspire yourself to inspire others. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. We love you guys.